Hello, hello. Welcome to the channel. My name's Nobby. Thank you for tuning in to our EVE Online market tutorial based at beginners, new players to the game. This is going on the end of the playlist for the tutorial career agent playthrough. So if you are new to the game and you're dropping onto this video, you may want to go back and watch the rest of the playlist. Excuse my voice today. I'm a little bit snotty and bunged up. Right, I am in a trade hub. I am in Jitter, which is the main trade hub in the game. There is a website. I will put this link in the video description for you guys. It's the EVE University Wiki, which is really handy to have a look through. It lists the major trade hubs and some other trade hubs that are within the game. So the trade hubs are where most of, as you'd suspect, the buying and selling takes place. CCP, the game developers, didn't specify where these trade hubs were when the game started. They just evolved with the players in the game deciding where to trade. So the main one is Jitter, and I am sat in Jitter, Moonfall, Caldera Navy Assembly Plant. There's one in Amar, Domain. There's one in Rennes, High Matar, the Minmatar space. There's one for the Galent at Dodixie, and there's one for the Minmatar again in Heck. So they're the main ones. There's also a couple of secondary ones as well, if you need to get to them. But as I said, I always start with Caldari as the race. So I always end up at Jitter. And then I always end up at a specific system outside of Jitter when I set up my home base and things. So what I've done, for those of you that are watching the playlist, I've transported everything we got from the career agents over to Jitter, all the ships, all the free ships that we got, and all the items that we got. Anything that was civilian that I could right-click and reprocess has been reprocessed because the civilian stuff is absolutely worthless. But I've got a few bits of materials out of them. So what I do want to mention, when you're in the main trade hubs, you will see there are a lot of players. There's 1,200 players locally at the minute. This chat is popping off, and this chat is pretty much all spam. CCP like to reflect real life. You can get scammed in this game, and they openly allow it. So just be aware that all these pop-offs here prove you can read, and my ISK is yours. Okay, there's a bio here for a character. Read carefully. You can send money and get money back, but what you'll see, there's a tiny little bit of text here that we can hardly read. You will have to zoom in to read that. There's probably a bit more. Oh, yeah, there's a bit more there as well. So, yeah, that's obviously a scam. Ignore that. There's also another one usually. Let's have a look. Where is it? There's usually somebody popping off selling my last ship for 5 million ISK. And then you click on it and it's actually 5 billion. There's an extra zero on the end. So unless you notice them, I'm trying to look for one. Prove that you can read my bio. Prove that you can read my bio. You see, it's all just spam and scam. So ignore local trade chat. Yeah, they're all just doing this. Yeah, I can't see. I'd like to show you the other one that says, I'm selling my last whatever ship it is for 5 million. And you look at it and it's clearly 5 billion. But if people don't read, hey, you've just lost a lot. Right, anyway, that's the scams covered. I'm going through a bit of a list. Trade hubs covered, scams covered, and I'm on paper, pen and paper. Can you hear the pen? Yeah, probably. Right, anyway. Okay, let's have a look at the market. This is why we're here. Market tutorial. So I've got loads of items in here. I am in Jitter, the main trade hub. Maybe I want to sell some of these before we move to our home base to save me carting it all down. So, Kernite, right click, view market details. Let's have a look. So we have got, top half is all the sellers. Within the station, 4 jumps away, within the station. If you're wanting to buy an item, obviously you've got a search function here. Always look for items within the station. You may pay a little bit more for them, but it saves you having to go out 3 or 4 jumps away, potentially through low security, to get the item you've just bought. So always look for station. So we can see here, Kernite is selling for 919 ISK per unit. They are also buy orders. These are people that want to buy Kernite, and they'll set a price that they want to buy it for. All the green ones are within range, so even though that's one jump away, it is in green, meaning the buyer of this is happy to travel one jump to collect it, and how many they're after. So there's one here that wants to buy for 840 ISK. So if I wanted to sell this Kernite, I have two options. I can sell it to the highest buyer within range, 840 ISK a unit. Alternatively, if I'm happy to wait out, I can sell it for more like 920. So we're losing about 80 ISK, about 10% of its value if we were to sell immediately to a buy order or if we were to list it ourselves. So if I go right-click sell this item, by default, the first time you do this, it goes to immediate. So it is selling to the highest buy order within range, 840 ISK. I don't have to pay a broker's fee, though, because I'm not listing it. I'm selling it to somebody that actually wants to buy it, but I do still get stung with the 8% sales tax. The alternative is if I change this from immediate to an actual time, a week, 2 weeks, a month, 3 months, a day, 3 days. Of course, Kernite is a quick seller. Any of these raw materials are quick sellers, especially at Jitter, being the main trade hub. A day or 3 days, chances are you'll probably sell it. But if I wanted to sell this for a week, now I have the option of bumping in the price, which was, what was it? 919. So let's go 918. Okay, so I'm going to get more money. I'm going to get another 80, roughly, ISK per unit. But now I also get stung with not only the sales tax, the 8%, still the same, but I do also now get stung with a broker's fee of 2.38 because I'm listing it on the market myself. This broker's fee may be different for you. Depends on your retail skills, what you've trained up in the trade section of the skills. As an alpha clone, you don't get many options, so just train everything. As an alpha clone, train everything that you can. All right, you will get a few benefits, but it's the Amiga clone is where all the good stuff comes in, where you can reduce these fees. So that's how I would sell the item if I wanted to sell it myself and wait for the price I want. Alternatively, if I go to immediate, 840 ISK in the station, somebody wants to buy 4,000, we've only got 353. I don't get a broker's fee, but that will sell immediately and I'll get the money straight away. All right, but just be aware of this because some people will lowball the buy orders for specific items. So let's just go through a couple of these. Hobgoblins, view market details. 4,600 within range is the cheap or the best buy order, but I could sell it for 5,1. So we're losing 500 ISK, again, about 10% of its value per unit. Let's have a look. What else have we got? I don't think any of these, usually raw materials, there's not much difference at all. Mexalon, 55, it's selling for, people are buying it for 51. Again, 4 ISK a unit loss there if I was to sell it immediately. Tritanium, you see, this is a good example. 4.21 in the station is what we could sell it for, so 4.2. Buyers in the station, 4.14, so that's literally a 0.06 difference. It's not worth listing it yourself for 0.06. You may as well right-click, sell, and sell immediately to the best buy order. For the difference there, it's not worth worrying about. If we go down to some of these ship items, though, we might find a different story. There you go. A buy order just short of 13,000 ISK. But potentially we could sell it for 17, nearly 18. So that's a big difference, you know, a 50% difference in price. What about one of these? Just randomly, 14,030, 14,040. For the sake of 10 ISK, I'd just sell that straight to the highest buy order, sell immediately, job done. This one, 8.3. People in the station only want to buy it for 7. What about the Gatling guns? 2417, again, quite a big jump in difference there. What about the mining lasers? They sell for 10.7, but people only want to buy them for 6.2, so there's £4.5 difference there. Again, another big jump. So just be aware, when you're selling, it defaults to sell immediately, and it defaults to the highest buy order within range, but that could be a massive difference to what you could potentially get if you list it yourself. That's one of the main pitfalls. Okay. So I've done that. I've done that. I've done that. Right, taxes, skills, reputation. Okay, so we have an 8% sales tax and a 2 point whatever it was broker's fee. So in your skills, I've got have prerequisites 4, and let's have a look at trade. We have already trained up everything we can for the alpha. So broker relations, level 2. Each level of this skill subtracts a flat 0.3 cost associated with setting up a market order. Okay, so that's why ours was 2.8 something rather than the flat 3%. Because I've trained some broker relations, I am getting a reduction there. Marketing is just how far remotely you can set up orders, so that's fine. Level 2, we've maxed that out. And trade here is how many orders you can have open. So again, max this out to 3, and you'll be able to have 12 orders open on the market at once. All skills, am I missing any? I am not. All these yellow dots mean they are Amiga clones. But accounting, if you are an Amiga clone and you train accounting, you can get a reduction in the sales tax by 11%. Day trading is remote buying and selling of orders. Again, just the distance that you can set orders up. Retail, more active orders available. Procurement is, again, remote orders. Tycoon, again, more, more orders available. I'm looking for another one that may give us a discount. Reduces import and export tax in customs officers. That's a good one if you're doing planetary stuff, but again, you have to be an Amiga to do all this. Contracting, contracts, yeah. Advanced broker relations. Realist discounts, yep. Again, saving a little bit of money. It's the accounting one that's the main one for your sales tax. But also, what you can do... So this station's run by the Caldari Navy. So if we go to the agency, agents and missions, let's say I don't do PvP, but I don't mind a bit of distribution, just bopping from one station to another to drop stuff off. So I'd be looking for level 1s, fairly local, Caldari State, Caldari Navy. I can see there are a couple of level 1 missions, 2 jumps away. I could literally travel here, accept this mission, go and run it for said person, return back, hand the mission in, and we will start working our way. Let me just show info. Right click, corp information, and we can start working at this standing of 0.8 with the Caldari Navy, and we'll also improve our standing with the Caldari State as well. So that's one way you can reduce your taxes. Again, other than just training skills, but as an alpha clone, we are limited to the skills that we can train. Right, I think that's it. The standing or reputation grind also works if you want to craft items at this station. It will reduce your crafting costs as well. Same for reprocessing. If you're reprocessing your ores into minerals, again, your standing with the station owner does help with that. If you are new and you've joined a player-run corporation, you'll probably find their taxes are a lot cheaper than the NPC corps anyway. But it's still always worth training. Always have something in your training queue. If you have any questions, by all means, drop them in the comments. I appreciate this was a really basic market overview. But the main thing I wanted to get across in this one is the difference between these buy orders and the sell orders and the difference in price that can be available. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. 2 more videos to come in this playthrough. I will be doing a scanning tutorial, going through the basics of scanning down data and relic sites, a little bit better than the in-game one, so fingers crossed I'll get a few of you through that. That'll be coming next. And then I'll just also go through, the final video will be an alpha mining clone setup to get pretty much the best yield that you can in a ship with a reasonable price. All right, if you have enjoyed, please drop a thumbs up on the video. It does massively help the channel. Come and say hello in the comments. A lot of you have been doing. John Roberts, hello again, mate. And if you are new here, I'd love you to come and subscribe. Have a great rest of your day, folks. Take care.